You meet someone, and within days, your phone is lighting up with paragraphs of affection. They tell you they've never felt this way before, and suddenly they are a constant presence in your daily life. It feels like you've stumbled into a movie. You finish each other's sentences, and you share the exact same obscure hobbies. But you have to ask yourself, is this serendipitous connection genuine, or are you just staring at a carefully constructed mask? In the study of dark psychology, this rapid inflation of affection is called love bombing. It is a deliberate tactic designed to overwhelm a target with an artificial surplus of attention and praise. While you think you're building a foundation for a future, the manipulator is aiming for absolute psychological control. If you miss these early signals, you end up trapped in a cycle of emotional dependency, unable to walk away from someone who is actively causing you pain. The trap begins with phase 1, the setup. The manipulator forces unnatural speed into the relationship. They push for rapid commitment because moving fast prevents you from pausing to objectively evaluate their behavior. To keep that momentum going, they rely on a technique called mirroring. They study you, then consciously mimic your body language, adopt your interests, and echo core beliefs. This shared identity is a complete illusion. By acting as your reflection, the manipulator bypasses your natural defenses to forge instant artificial trust. Phase 2 begins, the biological hijack. We are looking directly at your brain's limbic system. Constant praise triggers a massive release of bonding hormones. Oxytocin and dopamine flood your system, powering down your frontal cortex, the region responsible for logic and evaluating risk. This biological rewiring leaves you chemically invested in a future that does not actually exist. Once the manipulator knows this biological hook is set, they initiate phase 3, the devaluation phase. Without warning, the affection is withdrawn. The endless text messages stop. The supposed soulmate becomes inexplicably cold or aggressively angry over minor issues. This chart shows your hormone levels. Notice the high peak from the love bombing phase plummeting instantly into a red zone of sheer chemical panic. Your brain goes into withdrawal. It desperately craves the lost chemical high, and that craving completely overrides your rational thought. This state of chemical starvation is what breaks people. It transforms confident individuals into dependent victims, willing to endure anything to restore that high. This creates a closed psychological loop, where your entire sense of self-esteem is tethered to the manipulator's validation. To appease them, you start apologizing for imaginary faults. You accept gaslighting, convincing yourself you misremembered events, and you steadily erode your own boundaries just to keep the peace. So, how do you break out of an invisible biochemical prison? The frantic anxiety you feel when they ignore you is called an amygdala hijack. Your brain perceives the loss of connection as a literal threat to your survival. Recognizing that this intense panic is a biological reaction and not true love is the first step to escaping. By taking a deep, cyclical breath, you activate the vagus nerve and kickstart your parasympathetic nervous system. As your heart rate slows and your physiology shifts, the grip of the amygdala weakens, allowing your frontal cortex to re-engage and resume its role in critical decision-making. With your logic restored, you can audit the relationship. You have to judge the manipulator entirely by their daily actions and long-term patterns, ignoring the beautiful words and empty promises they use to reel you in. Genuine, healthy love is built slowly and steadily through consistent actions over time. If a relationship feels like a massive explosion from the very start, it is a bomb.